Hey everyone! Welcome back to a long overdue Q&A video. It's been a while, right? Since I've been able to just sit down and chat with you all in a more casual setup. I have gathered some of your most asked questions today, and I'm finally ready to answer them all. I've been wanting to connect with you guys on a more personal level and share a bit of my stories, but as some of you might already know, I gave birth to a baby boy just 2 months ago. Yeah, so it's been a wild ride. But now that I'm slowly getting the hang of things, I felt like it was the perfect time to do this. And we have a sponsor for today's video, and I'll talk more about that later when I get into how I manage my own channel. So grab a drink, get comfy, and let's get started. Speaking of drinks, this is mine. Cheers. Honestly, one of the hardest parts about pregnancy was not being able to enjoy alcohol. So now that I can, yay! Cheers. Sit back and relax and have a glass with me. Let's jump into the first question. The first question, you guys have been asking me a lot about how am I doing and how is my baby doing? I am surviving. Yeah, motherhood has definitely been harder than I expected, especially since this is my first child and everything is so new to me. The first couple of months were really tough. I barely got any sleep, but things are getting better because he's learning how to sleep longer. When I was younger, I used to doubt if I could ever be a good mom. I wasn't sure what a mother's love really looked like. And honestly, I was scared of making such a huge decision, like bringing a new baby into the world. So many moms around me used to tell me it's hard, but motherhood's worth it. And I never fully understood what that really meant. But now I think I do understand what they were talking about. It is hard, I won't lie, but I also feel like I'm growing as a person in ways I've never imagined. You know, before my life was all about work, personal growth, and honestly, it was all about me. But now everything revolves around this little boy, and I carry the responsibility of making sure he grows up in a better world than the one I knew. And it's challenging, but I think it's also the most meaningful thing I've ever done. Okay, the next question. What's your skincare routine or any tips that help your skin's health? I haven't been able to take care of my skin as much lately, but before I had my baby, I used to love doing skincare whenever I had the time. And for me, the most important thing is making sure I remove my makeup really well, especially since I wear heavy eye makeup for filming. So yeah, cleansing can be a bit of a hassle, but I always try to keep my skin as clean as possible after shooting. And I also like using peeling pads and creams to gently get rid of dead skin and keep my face feeling smooth. And moisturizing is also super important. I always make sure to hydrate my skin well to keep it soft and healthy. A lot of you have been asking me, why are you putting too much makeup on? You know, like my face looks so white. Yeah, I do look like a vampire a bit, but in Korea, having bright and clear skin is a huge thing. So I've been using vitamin C serums and whitening products to help with that. And honestly, I try to stay out of the sun as much as I can. I wear sunscreen religiously, and I even carry an umbrella when I'm outside in the summer times. So yeah, I'm kind of living like a vampire, but it works. In addition to the languages you already speak, what other languages would you like to learn? I only speak English and Korean. I'm definitely more comfortable with Korean. I actually tried learning Japanese and Chinese before, but I've pretty much forgotten everything now. And back in the day, I was so into Japanese culture, especially their fashion. So I learned a bit of the language for fun. And in high school, I went to a foreign language school here in Korea. where I majored in Chinese. So I learned the basics, but that was like 10 years ago, so it's all a blur now. But yeah, I'd love to pick up Chinese again when I have the time, but who knows when that'll be. Yeah, I'm too busy these days. And I also got to know a bit of Filipino language when I was working as a producer at a newspaper company where I created a lot of content about Filipino culture. I don't know, some of you might have already seen my videos on YouTube. I hope you don't find it. My Tagalog is super basic, just a few words. Luckily, Filipino people, they speak amazing English. So I never had any trouble traveling there. Still, whenever I replied in Tagalog, people seemed so excited, which was really nice. Next question, how do you run your channel? Many of you have been asking me how I manage my true crime channel, especially those of you who are thinking about starting your own channel in the future. So from planning scripts to staying on top of deadlines, we use Notion. Notion is the tool that keeps our team organized and efficient. And Notion is sponsoring today's video. I was so thrilled when they reached out to me, and I thought, I use Notion every day, and why not show my own template on how I run things on my channel? I am excited to show you how we use it to bring our true crime stories to life and keep our workflow running smoothly. Okay, let's start with the deadlines. We use the Notion calendar to track everything like release dates, script deadlines, and filming schedules. It gives us a clear view of what's coming up and helps us stay on top of our work. You can click on any entry to see details, update progress, or even attach files. Whether you prefer daily, weekly, or monthly views, the calendar has it all covered. And now when it comes to writing, which is the most important part, we have our writing schedule board. It helps us prioritize cases, meet deadlines, and make sure everything is fact-checked before it reaches our audience. Is the baby crying? So every script starts with an idea. It might be something our audience suggests, a news event, or just a case we're interested in. So once we pick a case, we deep dive into research, gathering reliable sources, legal documents, and survivor stories to build a solid narrative. So our Notion script writing board keeps everything in one place. First, our writers draft the script, laying out key facts and timelines. Then they create a storyboard where they upload media links, images, and references directly into Notion. So this step helps us visualize the story and make sure all elements like crime scene images and legal documents are easy to access. And after the storyboard is ready, I step in to refine the script. I adjust the tone to fit my style and add extra details that might have been missed. Notion's collaboration tools like comments and task assignments let us work together and make changes in real time. Once the script is finalized, it moves to the video editing phase. And once we filmed, the real magic happens in post-production. Our Notion video editing board helps us manage the entire process. The editor now takes over, assembling the footage, adding graphics if necessary, and making sure the story flows just right. We track process with stages like editing, final review, and finally published. Each step ensures we hit our deadlines and maintain our quality standards. Social media planning is another big part of what we do. Our Notion social media schedule helps us organize content for platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. We also rely on our Notion message board to keep communication flowing. So this is where I talk to my writers and editors about the stories or about what they're doing. So it provides everything we need to stay informed and work efficiently as a team. And the case suggestion section is where team members can propose new ideas for potential true crime coverage. So it's a collaborative space that encourages brainstorming and helps us continuously discover new cases to cover. And the community feedback section that we have here, we gather valuable comments. We not only read your comments, but we gather them. So be nice, please. I also created the True Crime Case Writing Guide, which is a resource for our scriptwriters. It includes style guidelines and research tips to ensure consistency and maintain the high quality of our storytelling. And the personal development and inspiration section provides motivational content, like industry insights, professional growth tips, like book recommendations and documentary recommendations, everything you need to watch as a true crime writer. I think this section helps our team stay inspired. So at the heart of it all is our Notion video production board. It's like our command center. It keeps us on track, inspired, and committed to delivering true crime stories that are informative and respectful. Yeah, so that's pretty much how we use Notion. And thank you, Notion, for sponsoring today's video. Okay, next question. Why are you so good at narrating stories? And may I know if you can give tips? First of all, thank you so much for loving my narration. When I was younger, I actually learned English by listening to audiobooks, mostly mystery stories like Sherlock Holmes. And I think that really influenced the way I read stories now. I especially loved listening to narrators with British accents. I still listen to audiobooks a lot, and one of my bucket list dreams is to narrate an audiobook myself someday. My biggest tip is to listen a lot and try reading out loud as much as you can. It really helps with pronunciation, tone, and pacing. And yeah, some of you asked me if I was going to host an event, like an offline meeting someday. I would love to, but honestly, I'm a pretty shy person. But that said, I do have a lot of ideas for creating more interactive content, like inviting my fans to a video session where we can chat about our horror experiences, our crime experiences, or hosting a casual meetup in an interview format. Yeah, so there's so much things I would like to try, but with a baby to take care of, I'm taking things one step at a time. So hopefully I'll get to explore these ideas soon. Okay, where did you grow up in the States? What prompted your move back to Korea? Okay. For those who are curious about my background, I was born in South Korea, but when I was 4, my family moved to the United States because my dad was sent to his company's New York branch. We lived in Fort Lee, New Jersey for about 4 years before moving back to Korea, and I've been here ever since, never studied abroad after that. I actually wanted to go to law school in the States, but I ended up staying here in Korea and majoring in law at a Korean university instead. And even though many of my peers pursued careers in law, I always wanted to do something more creative. And I did work at a law firm briefly, but I quickly realized it wasn't for me. It felt like I would go crazy if I stayed. Yeah, I would kill myself. So I decided to switch gears and go into journalism. And I loved how every day brought something new and exciting. I covered all sorts of stories, from the impeachment of a former president to heartbreaking cases like the Oxy humidifier disinfectant tragedy. Some of you might already know about it. And even lighter topics like music and art. And eventually I transitioned into video production, where I learned how to film, edit, and narrate everything myself. It was hands down one of the most thrilling experiences of my life. And now here I am creating content, connecting with you guys, connecting with so many amazing people online, and using my platform to talk about important issues. Every day, I truly wake up feeling so grateful to have you all on this journey with me. Oh yeah, and why do you spotlight true crime stories, true crime cases in Asia? I feel like these cases are often underrepresented and not as well known globally, even though there are so many important issues that need attention. And a lot of times it feels like only Asians are watching Asian true crime stories, but by sharing them in English, I hope people outside of Asia can also learn about these cases and understand the challenges we face. And I focus a lot on tragedies, like a lot on the problems within our society. And I know that it can sometimes be tough or frustrating even for people from countries I cover, but I truly believe that talking about these issues openly and learning from them is the first step toward positive change. Because the truth isn't always rosy, and that's okay. Plus, having these discussions invites people who can help provide the right cultural context and correct misunderstandings, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So yeah, what really motivates me is seeing people from all over the world joining conversations in the comments, sharing their thoughts, and engaging with each other. It really makes me proud of the community we've built together, and I'm so committed to keeping these important discussions going. And some of you asked me, where can I get that chair? The purple chair. I actually had this chair custom made from a Chinese manufacturer, so I don't think it's something you can easily find online. But if you do, let me know. I love twinning. I don't know, I never expected this chair to become such a signature thing for my channel. When I ordered this thing, it was purely for the aesthetics and because I love purple, of course. But now it feels like I can't switch to another one anytime soon. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it for a very, very long time. Okay, that is the end of today's Q&A session. I hope it helped you understand a little bit more about me. And I truly thank you guys so much for supporting my channel, loving my content, engaging in discussions actively every time I post videos on my channel. Yeah, so it's been 2 years since I first opened my channel, and I hope I could continue doing this with you guys for a long, long time. So thank you so much, and I will be back with more interesting cases, interesting content for you guys. So until then, bye-bye.